Not a techie by training, she built on a decade of leadership positions in public administration and government to pioneer an executive role responsible for leading the digital transformation of one of the world's top hotel brands. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chief Digital Officer of AccorHotels, Maud Bailey.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a privilege to be with you today. This is actually my first time in LA, second time with Phocuswright, and I'm super excited to share with you power paradoxes. So, what is a power paradox? To me, it is obviously a tension, a contradiction shaking up the status quo, reshuffling cards, former balances, creating a potential weakness, but also sometimes an unexpected new strength. This is the clash of two worlds, requiring resilience. And as Darwin says, it is neither the strongest nor the most intelligent who survive, but the ones who know how to adapt to change. And trust me, with OTAs, private rental, artificial intelligence, new payment solution, and tomorrow blockchain and facial recognition, hospitality industry has learned to deal with shocks and to constantly reinvent itself. So let me take you through the fundamental AccorHotel power paradoxes. Starting with the very first key dimension of digital, usage. Digital power is usage, i.e. our capacity to make guest experience and guest life easier with innovative and simple services. At a worldwide level. Why a worldwide level? Because at AccorHotel, our footprint is global. We have 4,600 hotels in 100 countries, working for over 30 brands. Still, and this is my first power paradox, if you want to design a relevant worldwide usage strategy, you have to embrace local, regional customization. Guests are not paying, living, booking the same way, depending on the regions. Look at something as simple as colors. Green is hope for us. But it's infidelity in China, and it's almost a banned color in Indonesia. White is purity, but it's death in Korea and many Asian countries. Think of web design. We in America or in Europe are rather used to what we call flat design, a razor sober style, where Japanese guests are going to expect on their home pages a lot of text, flashy colors, and sometimes over 20 choices on the drop-down menu. Payment differs a lot, too, between mobile payment in Africa, Parcelamento in Brazil, and the well-known Alipay and WeChat Pay in China. We need to stick to local usages to build a relevant worldwide usage strategy. Another key dimension of usage is simplicity, which is for me another power paradox, because reaching simplicity may be complicated. At Accor, our simplicity ambitions relies on two dimensions. First, clarity. People need to understand what they buy, right? Therefore, in 2018, we completely revamped our pricing architecture, moving from 12 to 4 rates for each of our 685,000 rooms. Flexible, not flexible rate, breakfast included or not. It's all about clarity, but also fluidity, like the one we were mentioning just before in the session, talking about checking, right? Fluidity when you are booking a room online, with fewer clicks, more intuitive increasing downloading times, because speed index is a no-brainer. We developed a true UX culture, which already allowed us to divide by 2 on desktop and by 4 on mobile our downloading times. Because hospitality is all about experience, and it starts with the digital one. But it's also about the in-person one, where, and this is the second dimension which is key for me in hospitality, personalization is our key lever of differentiation. Which is to me another power paradox. Yes, hospitality might be already one of the most disrupted industries, facing a massive, aggressive digital competition. And our guests may be super connected with multiple devices. Still, the need of a tangible, customized, tailor-made relationship in the hotel has never been greater. I often organize dinners with some Platinum Loyalty members. And you know what? What they tell me they love the most is to be known and recognized. So yes, our traditional brick-and-mortar industry may seem weak compared to digital players investing billions in digital marketing. But we may be titans too, because we own the direct contact with the guest in the hotel. Personalization is key and can make the difference. This is why in 2018, thanks to digital, we brought it in all our hotels, 18 countries in 3,600 hotels, AC/DC. Now you're supposed to laugh because it's supposed to be a joke, so I'm going to redo it because I know it's early morning and maybe you're a bit tired. Can I? Yes, thank you. So we try again, okay? Because differentiation is key, we set up a powerful digital tool which is AC/DC. I know. No, not the band, but Accor Customer Digital Code, a powerful worldwide shared database allowing our hotels to share their guest preferences, to customize the stay of the guest. Because 83% of our guests are willing to share their information to get a more personalized stay. And thanks to AC/DC, our people create every day what we call sparkle stories. Let me take you through some of those sparkle stories. 1, James is checking in at the IBES budget. You know, checking is not always a nightmare. And at that moment, he's telling that he has just become a father of a long-awaited son. Do you remember the insane joy of becoming a parent for the first time? I do. So I soon had the team realize that it was just a dad now. They picked up some Lego from the kids zone of the hotel and prepared this little house with a tree on that and a plush toy and a little note saying, "Congrats to you and your wife, because every man should build a house, plant a tree, and raise a child." Let's move to another sparkle story with Ellen, who is a big water sport fan. She loves water sport, and as she's been living in the room for a couple of minutes, the housekeeping service has decided to customize her bathroom, offering her a pair of fins to better enjoy the swimming pool of the hotel, and letting her this drawing. I hope you can appreciate not only the UX design drawing skills of Accor, but also the drawing skills at Accor. Thank you. Now you laugh. You know, it's the morning. I understand. This is a very good one for me. I like it. Gabor is a front office manager. He's about to leave. He's checking in Patrick. Patrick is a pilot trainee of the Wizz Air airline company. And Patrick is telling Gabor that tomorrow he's going to have and complete his very first own flight. Instead of going home, Gabor decided to take this trophy and to engrave it in order to celebrate this big day. Those might be, you know, little things, details. But love is detail, right? Care is detail. And hospitality is detail. And those sparkle stories are creating emotions and true experiences, acknowledging our guests in their differences. in their passions, their challenges, their achievements. And this is not one, two, three, but thousands of sparkle stories that ACDC tool had allowed us to create since its launch in January 2018, which reminds us something which is so important. Digital is never an end. It's always a mean to serve something bigger, which is precisely the ambition of our augmented hospitality project, creating a loyalty lifestyle program relying on an enriched range of services. Because, and this is another power paradox, if you want to retain your guests, you'd better create an ecosystem which is offering far more than just a night. At Accor, our augmented hospitality ambition relies on three pillars. One, the core, an enriched portfolio which has moved from 12 to over 30 brands, from a rather mid-scale eco-DNA to a luxury one, with Ibis, Novotel, Pullman, Mercure, but also Raffles, Fairmont, Swissôtel, Rixos, Banyan Trees, SLS, Mondrian, Delano. Second, partnership. We already have over 70 partnerships allowing our guests to enjoy an end-to-end broader travel experience. And we just recently signed a new partnership with Eurostar. And then you see the third part about new services, precisely to offer something which is always more than just a stay, with new services like co-working next door, luxury hotel, private super size online, very chic, and I know you're there. And also entertainment, like the AccorHotels Arena. The idea is that our guests can burn and use their points in order to attend a Roland Garros tennis match, or enjoy a live concert of Sir Elton John or Maroon 5, or even a judo class with Teddy Riner. Because yes, to retain your customer, you need to offer far more than just your core business and just a stay. Another conviction for me is about chaos symmetry. If you want to make your guests even happier, make sure that you treat your employees the way you would like to see them treat your guests. Empower your employees just the same way you are empowering the digital experience of your guest. Which is for me another strong power paradox linked to a key dimension of digital: culture. No matter how techy our digital transformation will be, dealing with chatbot, predictive tools, data lake, artificial intelligence, new IT architecture, our digital transformation, because we are all facing the same challenges, will succeed only if it also relies on a strong cultural transformation too. Those are my people working all together on our cultural transformation at Accor, which relies on four main things. First, we need to set up, and we have set up, a new relationship to time. Digital can't wait. If you want to stay in the race, you'd better not deliver your next product in 7 months, 5 weeks, and 4 days. We would be dead. Digital is about consolidation, diversification, and acceleration. Therefore, we set up everywhere sprints, 90-day cycles, A/B test and learn, and we embraced the speed. Second, we set up a new governance focused on value and the right to fail. I ask my people, is it used, is it popular? If it's not, let's kill it. And trust me, to learn to stop things is a massive change. We created bug parties, stop meetings, and we are a learning company, learning from our failures and also celebrating them. We also set up a more matrix organization because digital is a cross-transversal function, right? And you can measure the maturity of a company by its capacity to welcome matrix processes. Digital is blurring all the boundaries, B2B, B2C, brick and mortar, pure players. It requests learning to deal with matrix. Last but not least, we decided to systematically co-design all our digital solution. Because if you want a digital strategy to be a success, you need to make sure it's going to be fully appropriated and understood and implemented by everyone in the field. Impact, my strategy, is a result of a 6-month world tour, listening to hundreds of GMs and regional headquarters. ACDC, which you saw, has been completely co-designed with hotels. Because digital is like tea. It has to spread itself into the whole organization to be a success. And my mission is to create the proper environment, to gather all the conditions to enable my people to become the owners of this strategy. Last but not least, and this is my very ultimate power paradox. As a chief digital officer, change agent, transformer, I will know that I have succeeded once I will have almost disappeared. Thank you.
Thank you, Maud. Let's introduce your talkbackers. First up, the CEO of TrustYou, Benjamin Jost. Coming alongside him, Sam Shank, the CEO and co-founder, HotelTonight.
So first of all, great job.
Thank you.
You talked about these challenges, and you touched on the search experience, and you talked a lot about the on-site experience. And I wonder, which battle do you pick first? Do you focus on the best product, building the best product, or you focus on building the best search and booking experience?
I'm trying to do both at the same time, because precisely back to the need of accelerating, we need to really create the more global experience. So the booking path is absolutely critical, but at the same time, we are trying to work on all the steps of this experience, which is going to create somehow kind of stickiness for our guests. So it requires, as you mentioned it, a true UX design culture, which is not actually necessarily everywhere in all the companies, to hire also the relevant profiles, and to create something which is like hunting down each pain points, each friction points. Everything has to be easy in digital era. And paradoxically, it's not that easy to set up.
And where do you think you have your USP? I get you that you need to do both, but where do you think you, as AccorHotels, have your USP? Is it more on the product side, or is it more on the search book experience side?
Definitely, our key level of differentiation will always remain the product, I mean physically in the hotel. But I don't want to think it's one or the other. I want to make sure that it's not only a brick-and-mortar experience. I'm going to focus on the product, i.e. the hotel, the quality, but I would like to use all the digital tools to completely enhance this product. So to me, they are completely complementary. And if you look at my scope, I've got, at the same time, IT, as you know, data, but also guest experience and sales and distribution. And it makes sense for me that they are together. So I've got a product department in charge of everything you mentioned, but I've got also people working on the experience in the hotel. And I want them to work together. We created feature teams in order to break our silos and agile methods to precisely make product people work and think together with the search and booking people, revamping our digital journey online.
So one of the things you mentioned that your guests really want to be known. And in doing so, tracking data so that they can have a personalized experience. How do you think about where to draw the line between surprising and delighting a guest and creeping them out?
Love it. First of all, I love your word of surprise, because what could be a surprise today may be seen for granted tomorrow. So we have to constantly rethink the way we're going to be using this data Because maybe, Sam, you're going to be super happy to have this kind of attention today, but tomorrow you say, yeah, for sure, I'm used to it. Second, it's as everything, it can be the best and the worst. So AC/DC, for instance, it has been completely designed according to GDPR. The guest preferences we are having are really completely compliant with this strong legislation. And on top of that, we are training our employees to make sure it's never intrusive. 83% of the guests are willing to share those informations, provided they get a more personalized experience in the hotel during their stay. But trust me, they don't want any intrusive stuff. And if I like mango, I'm not sure I'm going to be willing having mango each time I'm traveling at Accor. So it must be a bit subtle, and you can also opt out if you are not interested to get a personalized experience, which we also have to respect.
When we talk about personalization, we talk about this for years now. What's your timeline at AccorHotels? Like where we are now, and when is the real personalization starting to happen? What's your timeline?
I think I would like to build an end-to-end experience. Like, you know, consolidation is one of the main trends of now, and scale matters. So I would like to be treated like a guest for whom everything is easy. I'm getting out of the office, jumping into a cab, which has a partnership with Accor, and then I'm flying with an airline company, which has a partnership with Accor, and I can rate each experience on each step. I've got no friction points. I'm completely secured on the check-in, which is fluid, and I'm not having a queue of 4,000 people. And the payment has almost disappeared, because I think payment will disappear. Not concretely, we'll still have money, but the payment will disappear because it's like a step which is blocking the fluidity. And then in my room, I'm going to have my preferred amenities, and people able to push me in a predictive, proactive way on the app what I could enjoy at the hotel, because I would have collected data on my preferences. And because of the conversational era, which is for me the ultimate state of personalization, I will not request for a service, but I will be offered some services with predictive bots in the hotel to maximize my satisfaction in the hotel. So it's an end-to-end journey with no pain points, and I can be recognized at each step. And bots will be, or people will be proactively offering some services to increase my satisfaction. This is how I see the next high step of personalization.
Is it next year? In 5 years? In 10 years?
5 years, we're all going to be dead. No, it's true, no? I mean, you don't build a strategic plan of 5 years, no? No, you'd better not. Honestly, I would say, let's make it happen as soon as possible, starting next year with this end-to-end experience, and hopefully being able to work with our chatbot, feel welcome, proactively with the guest within 2 years, not 5.
So Sebastian, a couple of years ago, your CEO, said that Airbnb was a missed opportunity for hotels, and that hotels should have done that. And then you've made, as a company, made certain forays into alternative lodging with varying degrees of success, I'd say. As you look to personalize the experience and use data to do that, but you're competing against alternative inventory that is by definition unique every specific place, how can you really feel like you'll compete against that with just data?
You know, Sébastien Bazin, our CEO, often says that we are not really competing. It's all about shocks, those constant shocks that we are experiencing in our industry, and learning from that. Today, you know how I was having a work session with Airbnb 2 weeks ago, and we were debating about digitalization, the way to satisfy the guests the best way we could. And they were also facing some challenges, like the experience which is promised may not necessarily be there. And I think I don't see Airbnb as a company which is really putting us in danger. It's a company which makes us learn from what is still missing in our experience. And on top of that, you know that in the augmented hospitality ambition of Accor, we recently acquired One Fine Stay because we were thinking about the need of rethinking, revamping the hospitality product. You may not want a standard room of 25 square meters with all the same things everywhere. So we are trying also to blur the limit between the Airbnb experience and the traditional hotel experience. So we are learning from each other, and we're also working with them. So I don't see them like this in a bad way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mont Bailey, Benjamin Jost, and Sam Shank.
Hey, good work.
Thank you, my dear.
There is a world for those who love 5 stars, and for those who love all the stars. For those who explore every horizon, especially the horizons within. For the more traditional, for the less conventional, and everyone in between. Yes, there is a world where every journey is an encounter, and every encounter is a journey. A world without boundaries, where the possibilities are as limitless as your dreams.